Hello, good morning, fellow travellers. So, from the get-go, I would say from the inception of us, when we're conceived, as it were, the scientists would have us believe that... I didn't start this video very well. I got up really early again. Mind you, I went to bed at like 6 in the evening, so I slept quite well. But I'm feeding my neighbour's cat, Bruce. Bruce is lovely. So I thought I'd just pop in there and see if he's doing alright. You know, because he's got a bit of a problem with his hind legs, you see. But he was happy as Larry, so I gave him some tuna and a cuddle. But you know, I went out there anyway, and it's really, really cold. But the full moon, people, man, oh man, I've never seen a full moon like that. It's huge, absolutely enormous. And this is a Taurus full moon, or so they say. And it's interesting because Taurus, it's all about, you know, sort of on a basic level, it's about creature comforts, isn't it? It's about what makes us feel good. It's about the home, it's about our food, it's about our art, our colours, our smells, our bodies, our sexuality, such as it is, and whatnot. Now, as I was trying to say at the beginning, but didn't really manage it, is that we're given to believe that at the moment we are conceived, everything already starts off like some sort of biological version of battle royale, where all these spermatozoa, excusez-moi, are there with their little AK-47s and their combat gear, going, right, you motherfucker, I'm gonna get there first, you just wait and see, you know. That's what they would have us believe. We have people like Darwin, who comes up with the theory of survival of the fittest. I mean, you listen to, or rather listen to, it's a bit difficult because he's dead, good try. Sigmund Freud, he was so incredibly full of shit as well. He was another cog in the machine used to propagandize the dark side as good and wholesome. This is why I absolutely hate psychiatry, because it's most of it is just pure evil, but on occasion you do get somebody in that field who is like, yay, like Carl Jung. I really like Carl Jung. And there was this guy, and I can't remember his name, he wrote a great book called The Road Less Travelled, which I read many years ago, and he also wrote a really good book called The People of the Lie. I've got it over there, I could go and look and see what his name is, but I can't really be asked. You can look it up for yourself, The Road Less Travelled, and another book he wrote about sociopathy, The People of the Lie. It was a very good book. So basically we live in a world where we're from the get-go, where we are programmed and conditioned in schools, through all the literature, and through, you know, consensus, because everybody believes everything that they're told, basically. They don't question shit. So we're told that basically we live in a hostile environment where we have to fight. We have to fight with each other. We have to perceive the enemy at every turn, and we have to hate that enemy. Identify the enemy, hate the enemy, fight the enemy, get one over on them, get one over on them. You have to fight, you have to fight, you have to be aggressive, you have to allow all that rage and all that hate, which comes from fear, because the fear is you're not going to be alright. Somebody's going to get one over on you, somebody's going to be stronger than you, more, you know, more psychopathic than you, and they're going to win. And we're also thereby given to think, to believe that being sensitive, empathetic, that to be kind, to be compassionate, to be loving is a bad thing, that it means you're weak, you're weak, you're weak, you're weak. I was taught this all the time as a child because I was very, very sensitive, and I used to see very, very well what was going on in this world, how people treated each other, how people treated their animals, how people treated nature. And I spent quite a large proportion of my childhood literally crying my eyes out over this. It was dire. It was really hard going because the people around me didn't see it. The kids around me didn't see it. Then I went to school, and that's when it really went tits up, because every single child in that classroom, I must have had the mark on me, you know, the mark. I am an empath, I'm sensitive. Because it was like, again, it was a bit like Village of the Damned. All these kids en masse just went whoo, and I was a target, and I was bullied. I mean, really bullied. It was bad, really bad. I wasn't the only one. There were a few others that were bullied as well. And we all had one thing in common. We were all very sensitive and a bit kooky, you know. We were seen as weirds. The fact that I was forever questioning everything the teachers were telling me. I was forever like that, you know. That wasn't seen as a good thing either. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, so they did. If you look at, say, films like watching Vikings again, or Rome, which is another series, HBO series I quite liked actually. Vikings wasn't HBO, I'm not saying that well. But it's always the same story. You've got to be a brutal, rage-filled, hateful, psychopathic motherfucker to do well in life. That's the only way it's going to be. You're only going to do well in life if you allow your shadow to possess you and to run the show. You got to be meaner than the next motherfucker, because otherwise you're screwed. And that's so drummed into us that we believe it. We believe this on a cellular level. And so anything else becomes anathema to us. It becomes counterintuitive. It becomes cognitive dissonance. Kindness, I'll say the word to you, kindness. What do you think? If I say the word love or compassion, patience, what do you feel? What do you really, really feel when I say these words to you here, now? What do you really feel? Go within and ask yourself, what am I really feeling when she says these words? I bet you, somewhere within you, there's a sense of discomfort when I say those words. The discomfort is there because the programming is telling you that these are bad words. They belong to the weak people, the ones that are continuously defeated, the ones that won't live to see another day. It's interesting. I saw a really good little video by Richard Grennan again about what social media has done to our world, to our collective psychology. And I agree with him. I mean, it goes much deeper than what he says, much deeper. And I don't think he gets the entire picture. Maybe he does. I don't know. I don't think he does though, but I could be wrong. Psychopathy now is considered something good. You think about it, you know, all these reality TV shows and the celebrity culture. Like, he showed a clip of this guy wearing a stupid hat going into Japan's suicide forest and coming across somebody who'd hung themselves. and then putting it on social media. Look what I did. Woo. This is it. This is the kind of world that we live in. But make no mistake, all of that was always there. It was always there, people. It isn't like the world is actually a worse place now. To some extent it is, but that's only because the shadow, the dark side, is no longer in hiding. Back in the day, when everybody was still going to church in our Western society, people knew damn well that they had to hide these tendencies, and they did. They hid them. It was all hiding in the subconscious. But people then were just as toxic as they are today. It's just there was no awareness of it. It wasn't plastered over social media. They did not have any social media. They didn't have television. People say now that, oh, television has made us worse, video games has made us worse. But no, they haven't. They haven't made us any worse. They haven't made the dark side any darker or any bigger or any more malevolent. They've simply elicited it. They've brought it out. They've opened the door to the cage and they've let out the beast that was already there. In the collective sense, it was always there, right? It's part of the fallen world. I mean, look, it's not like the Vatican has only started abusing and murdering children recently. They've done this for fucking knows how long. Yeah? It's not as if pedophilia is a recent thing. It's been there all along, but it went unrecognized. Nobody acknowledged it. Very few people even realized that was going on. It's not as if we didn't have sociopaths and psychopaths back then. We always have. Look at, I mean, think about it. The Spanish Inquisition, what was that all about, people? Man, oh man. That was a license to ritually sacrifice human beings in all kinds of monstrous fucking ways, you know. It's always been there, the shadow, right? But what's happening now, which I think is a counter reaction, because the virus, which is evil, wants to live, is that we have all these weird things now in society that basically elicit it and says that, oh, this type of behavior is good. It's good. It's good to be this way. Celebrate psychopathy. Celebrate narcissism. Celebrate evil. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. But you see, it's like a coin and it always has two sides. Or it's like a sword and it's a double-edged one. Because for people walking the path, they see and know what's going on. We do. We see and we understand. And then we have to make a choice. We have to make a choice on whether we feed the beast or whether we disentangle from it. Right? Now, given that we're programmed to think and believe, whether we like to or not, it's there that kindness, compassion and love are symptoms of weakness, and that if you inherently express these energies, these traits, that you're weak and that you're going to be utterly eviscerated and destroyed. See, that's what we believe. So what do we do when we awaken to what's truly going on in the world? What do? We react, because that's what we're used to doing. We're programmed to react, to get very angry, and the anger is a natural reaction. It is, because it is putrid, it is pure evil, okay. But what most people fail to do is to realize that whatever you see out there, evil, that same energy lies within you. It doesn't mean that you're a serial killer. It doesn't mean that you're evil. I'm not saying that at all. So don't misconstrue my words. So many people are so full of hate and full of rage that no matter what you say, they will misconstrue your words. They will take them out of context, twist them around and say, you say this, what you're saying, I'm evil. No, I'm not saying that. Not at all. Am I evil? Of course not. But I know myself because I do a shitload of introspection, and I have done for the last 10 years at least. And I realise that darkness, the shadow, is within each and every one of us. And until we learn to recognize that fact, and until we start that healing process, out there isn't going to shift. Nothing is going to happen. We will just be conduits of the dark side. And that is what it wants. That's what it wants. My own actions, my own behavior, my own thoughts, when I'm not in awareness, when I'm perpetually allowing the darkness to funnel itself through me, because I believe that to do so is helping this world, so I give in to all that hatred and all that rage and all that victimhood and they're coming for me and they're all doing it to me. It's fear, and it's a sense of powerlessness, people. That's where that comes from. It just does. And allowing that to run your show isn't going to help this world. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help your family. It's not going to help your friends. It's not going to help all those unawakened souled people. It's not going to help this world. It's not going to defeat evil. It's not. You're feeding it. I mean, there's so many people who seem to think, right? They seem to think that somehow they're going to fix this world by banging their heads against the wall and by posting on Facebook and Twitter and fuck knows where else all these atrocious acts that are happening over and over and over again. Now, I believe in being aware of what's going on in the world big time. You know I do. You know I am. That's what I do, right? I'm a digger and I see things and I understand. Believe me, I know. I also know that to marinate in that 24/7 without any kind of self-examination, without any kind of going within and asking, hold on, okay, stop. What am I doing? How am I feeling? Do I feel empowered? Do I get a sense of my intuition? What is it telling me here? Do I trust that? Or do I trust the dark side, the fake persona within me that's telling me that evil is so powerful and I've got to fight, I've got to resist, I've got to get those motherfuckers? I mean, I'm telling you now, I've tried this way and it hasn't worked. And I realized that all I was doing was adding to the melee. I was just feeding the fucking beast. And that is what disempowers us. That is what makes us sick. It just... This is not an easy thing to work out, you know, and it does feel very counterintuitive. We want to fight. We feel the hatred. We feel the rage. I feel it strongly. But I have a choice what to do with it. I know for a fact that my shadow feels that intense hatred and that intense rage and that intense sorrow because it's convinced through trauma-based mind control programming that I am powerless to do anything about it. That this world is pure evil, that there is nothing else, that this is all there is, that I am also really fucked up and worthless, and there is nothing I can do. That's what my shadow believes, and that is where these feelings are coming from. My true self, on the other hand, feels very differently. It knows that something is happening in this world reality. And increasingly, I get a very strong sense of it not actually being real. It's a kind of illusion. It's a nightmarish illusion, but it's not going to shift in any way or shape or form if I continue to allow my shadow to dictate to me its version of the truth. And it's defeatism. I mean, a lot of people get trapped in this. It is a trap, I'm convinced of it. It will, literally, it will rot you from the inside. It will. Virus is virus, and virus is very clever. It makes you think that you can fight evil with evil. And it doesn't work, people. You're just feeding it. You're feeding it. I spent, before my real awakening, as in going within, I was a conspiracy theorist, well, a researcher, and not a theorist, because it's real. We know that. We know what's going on. We know. And being very Plutonian in nature, I spend a lot of time really digging into all the nefarious shit that's happening in this world. You know, lots and lots and lots. And it was a necessary part of my journey. It was. It is a necessary part of the journey for anyone who is serious about walking the path. But that's only one side of it, and we cannot choose. Well, we can if we like, it's up to people, whatever they want to do, it's fine. But if we choose to stay with that, and only with that, darkness, this defeatism, this sense that evil is so overwhelmingly powerful, and it's coming to get me. And all these NPCs are coming to get me. And I hate them all, and they're disgusting. It's funny because, you know, I don't experience that. Not at all. I never have. Yes, I get a few weird happenings with people. But, you know, on the whole, I tend to walk through life knowing already what I'm dealing with. Now, my intuition is very good. And that is a gift of love, people. Love. It wasn't fear and hate and rage that made me highly intuitive and discerning. It wasn't, because when I was there, in that terrain, I was attracting shitloads of really negative and nasty people. My God, like they were fucking everywhere. And I couldn't even see it. Or when I did see it, it was often too late. I was already entangled. But it was when I started to really work on myself, to go within, to work with my own shadow, which is the deepest wound, which is all that trauma-based mind control, which is very nebulous, yes, and very confusing terrain to traverse. But when I started doing that, and I had to go in there with this no denial motto in my head, no more denial about myself, about everything that I am. I won't blindside any of it. I will look at myself with this massive giant torchlight, and I will not deny any part of myself at all. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter how ashamed I am of it, how frightened I am of it. Doesn't matter. I'm going to look at it. And I did, and I still do. Always. It's the only way. And I started realizing that, yes, I am really fucking inside. Because I've fucking been traumatized to the hilt. And I want to react like this, and I want to do this, and I want to... I hate these motherfuckers. I hate this world. I hate these people. I hate this. I hate. All of that. All of that. And, you know, then the knee-jerk, oh, you shouldn't feel that way, that's bad. Well, but I didn't do that, you see. I thought, no, I'm not doing that. What I'm feeling here is perfectly natural. It is the unnatural natural on account of everything that, yes, this world's done to me. I came into this world, I've been lied to, I've been had, I've been traumatized. All of that is true, it has happened. Those who were supposed to love me and protect me were my worst enemies. It's true. I went to school where I was bullied and abused like you wouldn't believe. All this is true. Yet despite all of that, I learned how to hold myself, how to love myself, how to see my own darkness and understand what it is and where it came from. And to step by step process that, work through that, alchemize that shit and learn to love myself and become more and more and more and more whole. And as I've been doing that, all these toxic narcissists, sociopaths and all this kind of shit started leaving my life. Right? And I'm really learning that, no, I don't want to go through life being afraid all the time. I don't want to go through life expecting to find evil and sociopathic motherfuckers everywhere that I then have to resist and fight and hate. Because it makes me feel like shit and I don't want to do it and I don't want to feed the beast. I can't be bothered with this anymore. It doesn't work. I've tried it. It didn't work. Many things have happened in my life that have shown me that there is a presence, a divine guiding hand, as it were, that has my back always. That protects me. It's the power of love. It's highly discerning. I'm telling you, I know when I'm dealing with somebody who is evil, or somebody who is narcissistic, somebody who is not of the light in any way, shape or form, I always know. Straight away, I just get that. Okay, fine, poof, I'm off. I don't deal with people like that. I don't have to. See? So I don't feel predated on. I don't feel victimized. Because I can discern, I see who and what they are. I see what they're doing. I can feel what they're feeling. I know it's generally a cold kind of feeling. And they don't get to victimize me because I know what they are, and they know often enough that I know what they are because I will look them straight in the eye. I don't have to say anything, they just know that I know. And you see, evil and the darkness is terrified of the light because watch them slither off. It always does that, it always does that. That, people, is one of the functions of love. We don't put up with shit. We don't have to. We see. We know, for fuck's sake. There is no need for us to be constantly in a state of antagonism, of resistance. Fight them, fight them, fight them. We don't have to fight them. We just have to disentangle from them. The more you clean up your inner, the more you find that your life will begin to clean up. It does this in a subtle way. I've noticed something over the last couple of weeks. When I begin to set stronger boundaries, which at first felt very counterintuitive because of course my shadow was saying, people won't like that. People will retaliate, people will get upset, and that will hurt. Better off not setting those boundaries. Yeah, right, fuck that. I do set those boundaries. I make it very clear what is acceptable to me and what is not acceptable to me. How far I'm willing to go or not, right? And so forth and so on. People saying things that I totally disagree with. If I feel like saying so, I will. Most often, I don't. I can't be bothered. Why should I waste my energy trying to convince them of something they're not going to listen to anyway? I say, and Richard from Star Gods always used to say this, and I agree with him so much, let the dad bury the dad. Leave them to it. What makes you think you're here, right, to fight evil, right? That's not how warriors of the light work. This is not what we came here to do. We didn't come here to be... This is how we marinate in this shit, people. And it will be to the fucking detriment of us. It really will. I meet lots of people who are not awake, who are not aware. Sometimes they do irk me, because it's like, how can you be so fucking stupid? You know, the statists, they think that paying taxes is good. You know, we pay taxes because we care about each other and blah blah blah. They don't get it at all. But hey, they're still good people. They might be completely oblivious. They haven't dealt with their own shadow. They're not even aware they've got one. But they are good people. I meet good people. I meet people of all shapes and sizes and varieties. You know, we are programmed to be stuck in the black or white paradigm. Everything is either good or bad, or black or white. Well, it isn't like that. It's not. It never was. It isn't like that, people. It's multifaceted. I'm gonna have another cigarette, because I feel very passionately here about this. I'm tired of being told that kindness, that love is weak. Love is the antivirus, in my humble but passionate opinion. Love is the antivirus. You know, I am not a weak person, despite my sensitivity, right? Despite the fact that, yes, I see full well what's going on in this world. Yes, it fucking cuts me up. Of course it fucking does. Jesus. But I refuse to react out of a place of darkness, of hate and of rage. I refuse to do it, because it will not fucking solve anything. It never has and it never will. That's just pure and utter disempowerment. It comes from a place of fear. It comes from a place of fear. And guess where that comes from? That comes from trauma-based mind control. It comes from trauma. When you've had such a rotten childhood that you find yourself wondering how you managed to get through it at all, you're used to that. You live in a world where you become used to that. They want you to be used to that. They want you to react a certain way. They want that because it feeds the darkness. They want you to be a feeder of the darkness. You're their quarry. So stop fucking being their quarry. Stop being a fucking victim, people. I get it. I get it. I do. I really do. Believe me, I do. And I know that it requires enormous strength of will and focus and commitment and courage and patience and falling down and getting up again. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. But as long as we never give in and never give up, we will get there. I changed my consciousness, and I'm still changing my consciousness, and I find that it has a fucking bearing on my reality as it manifests. It does. It's like, oh, there's a problem there. Something is happening and it's really bad. I have a choice to make. How do I react? Do I react? Do I respond? The shadow, the fake persona, is all about fucking hell, right? The other part of me is like, no. Why is this happening? Right, okay, can't quite work out why this is happening. Does it feel meaningful? It does, it feels meaningful. I feel terrified. I feel really angry. I'm sick of fucking shit. True, all of it. True, fair. What do I do with that? Well, I always know that it's about some sort of internal shift. It's a catalyst, always. So that's okay, that's good. So I go through all the nuances of it, all of it. The hate, the rage, the reactionary shit, the I'm a victim and they're doing it to me. All of that. And I let it go, by the by. It's processed, it's alchemizing, and somehow, every time, it all works out. It all just works out. And I've learned, and I have transcended yet another level of internal darkness. More of me has been brought into alignment with my true self. I am more powerful, I am wiser, I have more gnosis, and I have more compassion, and I have more love. Compassion, people, is not about allowing yourself to be used and abused. That is not compassion. You know, compassion doesn't mean emptying out your bank account to give it to people begging on the streets. Sometimes compassion is recognizing that we must let it lie and we must let it be. That we are not responsible for everything and everyone. We cannot be. We single-handedly cannot change this world through with this agonizing effort, moving one thing to another area, and it's all about control and force, and that is not the way of the light. The light uses magic. I would call it magic, because when you employ that state of being, that state of consciousness, things tend to fall into place, and you grow, you develop, your true self grows stronger, more potent, and things begin to change. I wish I was better, really, at putting this into words, and I know that people will listen to this and they won't get it, because they're not there yet. They're not there yet, and they may get there, or they may not. Again, I have no control over that, nor do I want it. Yeah, every individual being is free to have their experience, however that is. That's fine with me, I'm good with that. What I feel deeply within my being is that I am here for a fucking reason. I am not here to be a powerless, rage-filled person that doesn't take any kind of responsibility for her own state of consciousness. No, that's not me. That's not me at all, man. I don't do that. My power and my strength lies in love. That's where it's at. And when I use that, when I employ that, when I allow it to infuse me, when I allow myself to be a conduit of that, when I listen to the voice of reason telling me, you know what, everything is going to work out. Let go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. You want to react, so don't. You want to go over there and tell this person this, that and the other, so don't. And watch how it all just somehow falls into place. Some things just literally become something else. And you realise it's that weird Mandela effect style type shit going on. Which is just, that's the magic, right? Where you think you have this issue, there's something going on, it's bad, you don't know what to do, fool. And somebody says, you know, you could do this, you could do that, you could do that, you get really angry, you could react, and you go through that for a bit, but you listen to your intuition, you don't react. And then all of a sudden it's something else altogether. It's like the whole thing that you thought was going on is not going on anymore. It's just something completely different. It's amazing how that works. My channel, this little, tiny little YouTube channel, is not about victimhood, powerlessness, defeatism. It's all about alchemy. It's all about doing the fucking work, people. It's all about going in there, your own inner being, and healing and allowing yourself to be healed. Realizing we are not alone here. There is love, there is love, there is this energy I call the Great Mother. I experience it on a daily basis. It walks beside me. I'm sorry guys, but I do get very upset because I see the state that this world is in, and I see how what people do with it, adding to it. I know it's hard, I do. But you know, we're warriors here, people. We are warriors, and we do not fight with hate. We fight with love. not fucking perfect, man. You know, I am just me. That's what it says on the tin. I readily admit that I struggle every day. I readily admit that I get it wrong a lot. But I also admit that I'm pretty fucking good at getting it right. That I'm pretty fucking good at learning to love myself. That I'm pretty fucking good at recognizing what I'm dealing with at any given moment. That I'm pretty fucking good getting there, at allowing the power of love to funnel through me and sort that shit out magically. Like, wow, amazing. And it's because of that I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that all this shit in the world and all this evil and all these psychopaths and these narcissists and all the charnel house, vicious, putrid evil that I know is here will all be alchemized. It will all somehow be sorted out. I can't say how that's going to happen. You know what? I don't need to know. I'm not going to waste my time agonizing over that, because I have a deep sense of faith in me. Trust, faith. That is what I've got. That is what gets me through the day. Every fucking time. Faith, love, trust. It's here, my voice, the voice of love, the voice of reason that tells me that yes, I know what it looks like and I know what it feels like, but it is not what it appears to be. This is the great work. It will go back all the way to the inception of it, and it will heal all of it. All of it. It will. And it's already happening. This is why we see the darkness, because the darkness is no longer hiding, right? We no longer have the entire community filling up the churches on a Sunday morning, pretending to all be holier than thou, whilst in the secrecy of their own homes they're raping their 12-year-old daughter on a daily fucking basis. You understand? That shit would now be out there. It is. And that's good. Because how can you heal a festering wound when you don't fucking know it's there, right? We have to see all of it. Acknowledge all of it. All of it. Everything. In the deepest fucking tunnels and corners and whatever, it's all there. We cannot allow ourselves to be drawn, lured into it, to be trapped by it and to marinate in it and become it. And make no mistake, people, some are doing exactly that, and it is dangerous fucking shit. Mind you, saying that, I used to do that too. Yes, I did. And I came out of that. So perhaps that's just par for the course. Perhaps that's part of your journey, you know? We have a choice. Always. I have friends who are not awake and aware. I have people in my life that are very dysfunctional, very, very wounded, and that do things that make me wonder, like, what the fuck? I also know that they are good people and that something is happening. I don't tell them what to do or what not to do. Not at all. I believe that my very presence in their lives and that love and that compassion, just that vibration of that, is enough. I'm not here to convince anybody of anything, to judge them. Nah, I won't. And when I'm dealing with evil, in whichever shape or form it exists, I always know. I always know. No matter what it pretends to be. It can dress itself up any which way it pleases. It can, honey can be dripping from its lips. But I'll know this is evil because I can feel it. It makes me, it has that energy, and I just know. I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to resist it. If I know that some guy somewhere is abusing his kids, yeah, of course I'm going to take action, right? Insofar as I can. But I get the distinct sense that this world is not what it appears to be. It is not. The bricks and mortar world is an illusion. It's an illusion. So I do my sacred work. And I pour my love out into the world. I pour it out there by my presence, by virtue of simply being here, now, by doing my little videos, by giving a helping hand when there is a need for it, and my intuition tells me yes. When my intuition tells me, and when I see something happening, and it's like, oh, I've got to do something, and my intuition says, no, you need to let that one go. Then I listen to it and I step away. My intuition is my inner compass. It's my navigator, and it never, ever fails me, ever. So, whilst at times, yes, I do feel all the shadow emotions, it means I'm going through a shift. So I sit with that part of myself. It's like a child. I pick it up, I put it on my lap, I put a nice warm blanket around her, and I say, you know what, honey, I understand exactly how you feel. And everything that you've seen, and everything that you've experienced, and the way that you're feeling right now is completely and utterly understood, acknowledged, embraced, and loved. You are safe. All is well. You see? I won't reject you. You are a part of me. I cannot fix this world. Not like that. Not in the mundane sense. No. I can heal here. And the more I do that, the more I see that reflected in the world around me. That is the magic. And really, that's all I can say about it, you know? I will not allow myself to be consumed by darkness. I won't marinate in it, because I know exactly what that does. I've seen it because I've experienced it time and time again. Love is the antivirus, it's the magic, and that's where it's at, people. And whatever is happening in your life is happening for a reason. Now you need to work out why and how to respond and how to alchemize that shit within you that is manifesting externally as a catalyst. Because we are creator beings, people, make no mistake. I'm not saying that we're responsible for all the evil in the world. Again, don't misconstrue my words. That is not what I'm saying. No, no. But you know, take the raw material of everything that's happened in your life in the past and everything that's happening now, and look at it and utilize it. That's why it's there. I guess I'll call it a day there. You know, I have a great deal of faith in all of us, because for all the shit that we have been through, we are still standing. We are here. We're amazing. And we ain't seen nothing yet, people. We're not here for marinating in darkness purposes. We're here to become more and more powerful, to work the magic. I've seen this to be true, and it's grown stronger and stronger and more clear. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy, and it doesn't mean we have to be heroes, and it doesn't mean we're here to save the world and to save everybody. It doesn't mean that we're here to go out there and fight these motherfuckers, because believe me, it won't work. We fight with love. We are warriors of love. And that creates massive cognitive dissonance, because that is the trauma-based mind control at work. It wants us all to stay in the darkness perpetually. And it's so fucking clever, because it'll make us think that that is the right way to be. That's what's doing the trick. Oh yes, we're getting somewhere now. And it just won't work. But you'll find it out for yourself if you stick with that. Just like I did. And then you will, by the by, get into the groove of a better way. I call it the third way. Because on the one hand we have love and light, love and light. Oh, dark, oh no, what you focus on grows, ooh. And on the other side, we have, evil's everywhere, we've got a foe, ooh, ah. Right? Then there is the third way. The third way is what I call it. And it's the path of love, knowing that we are powerful enough to take that darkness, to heal and allow to be healed our own inner shadow, and to work the magic. Respond, letting go, trusting our intuition, how to deal with this, how to let go of that, navigating through all this turbulence, and to start to see things happen magically. Anyway. So that's my little offering for today. I wish you all lots of inspiration and clarity and healing and breakthrough and peace and lots of self-love, to know how precious we are, how amazing we are, how yes, we are getting it, we are doing it, we are getting there. You know? Don't be afraid of these feelings, but don't let them ride you.